you witnessing? You cannot tell what the difference is. I want it all and I'm winning it. I do not care about opinions. Time to make a few decisions so I can take a position. I'ma go get it, I'm punching and kicking. I keep on moving, they off of me. Just do it and stop at our talking G. I'm not expressing no modesty. I can't see nobody stopping me. If there's a problem, I gotta solve it. Straight to the top, I can't see myself falling. I gotta grab it, there's no time for stalling. Number one son and don't have other options. Now I'm fired up. I'm sorry, brother, your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. I came from the ashes, I rise up. Rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. I gotta go for the gold. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I gotta go for the gold. I need to switch up the mode. I'm gonna win on my own. I'm in a whole nother zone. I reached the pinnacle. I don't have time, this is critical. It's time to finish you. I don't care who I just did it to. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up, rise up. I want it now, I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. I want it now, and I ain't never gonna back down. Said I'm fired up. I'm sorry, your time's up. I see the top and I climb up. Came from the ashes, I rise up. Rise up, rise up. I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I gotta rise up. Rise up, I want it now, I gotta rise up.
Put me in the ring like a king. I'll go off, beat you to the punch, leave you stunned, and I won't stop till I'm the last one standing. And they call me champion. When it's do or die, everything's on the line. I won't back down until victory is mine. I'll be the last one standing when they call me champion. You know it's a matter of time, a matter of time before I come to get what's mine. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter. You know it's a matter of time, a matter of time. I'm a fighter. I'm a fighter.
Staying humble cause I have to grow. Don't need no distractions, so they gotta go. In my flow, keeping hopes high. Gotta try and survive, it's my life. so I strive to be the best. And I say that with my chest. Now I'm rising above my station, no limitations. When they assign me to win, I'm ready for graduation. Trained up, prepared for every situation. Don't be confused, just say congratulations. This is God-given, ain't no restrictions. They always talking but ain't got no diction. Every fairy with it, but I'm scary with it. You'll get buried in it, horror like I'm carrying it. On the mission, be the best, not like any of the rest. Got the goals, ain't got stress. I already made the cut and I already passed the test. Now you already passed the test. Now I'm rising above my station, no limitations. When they assign me to win, I'm ready for graduation. Trained up, prepared for every situation. Don't be confused, just say congratulations.
It's time to deliver, sending shivers through your spine. Never give it up, never give it up. My mind is clear. I'm the winner, this is mine. Never give it up, never give it up. It's time to deliver, sending shivers through your spine.
When everyone strive to reach the peak, Zoe is here, participating in every frame, perfecting the view for every battle. From Seoul to the world, Zoe strives for perfection, knowing that every frame is crucial to victory. As the tournament rages on, Zoe stands with you.
Battle. Every frame. Every frame. Every frame. Every frame. Every frame.
Welcome back here to VCT Game Changers Pacific, and we just saw SIPTO Esports qualify for the Grand Finals, advance into the Grand Finals, and qualify for Game Changers Championships in Berlin. Who is joining them? Is it going to be Zeta Division or is it going to be Mer Gaming? Tactibear is also on my side now, so I get something to squish here for this very heated series. You get nothing, Quack.
That's it.
Boba.
Yeah, Boba.
Boba is still here in form of Boba.
I can just turn Tactibear into a pirate here. Here
Nice.
we go. We be fighting over here on these here maps, Quack. I don't know.
I was like,
Pirate
I did
Mika.
that.
I'm all about the Pirate Mika.
Yeah, sure, because, you know, who knows? Maybe Zeta might be slaying some dragons. You know, who knows? Maybe Zeta might be slaying some dragons in the form of Mir Gaming, or are we going to see our first Korean Game Changers team on the international stage? There's a lot of regional pride coming into this match, right? We could see a Japanese team back on the Game Changers global stage, or again, what if the spotlight shifts this time to Korea?
I'm just going to say, first of all, the Korean Mer has the best logo.
I know.
Like, Swag Lord and Perfectionist had really cool ones, but then Mer's is so cool.
It is very, very cool indeed. You know, and I'm actually excited for this match because we flash back to when we interviewed Bibi on stage during the opening match, and Bibi said she wanted to go up against Zeta Division. She's very, very excited for this one.
I could honestly see things going either way, but it's great that, you know, they're also welcoming up that challenge. Zeta definitely is, I think, the more experienced team, the more established team. And yeah, that's just kind of how the Game Changer scene is, I guess, in Korea especially. They just don't really have that much support, but they're still a very capable team, and you can clearly see this is a lot of, well, the first land for a lot of players. But especially for someone like Dorothy, who, again, I gotta say this, like, we always see her and she seems like not someone who's not very outspoken, not very vocal. I'm the same way, but...
She's very vocal on the server. Are you the same way?
And the server, I don't know, actually.
No,
might not be.
Not on the same level as Dorothy, I think. But you're absolutely
Inari
right.
is like that too.
That's true.
Inari.
That's right.
Paper Exchange. It's like...
There's something about the duelists, right? They're really quiet in person.
Jemkin from RQ.
Yeah.
They're all like quiet, but they're so deadly.
Except Texture.
Except Texture.
Yeah, except Texture.
Yeah.
Texture
So he might
Texture's
be
special though. That's why he got a trophy.
Yeah, he might be the outlier though. Speaking of, by the way, Gen G, you actually have, we were talking about the support system coming in from Mer Gaming. A lot of the background from Mer Gaming comes from, ties to Gen G Academy, right? You have, for example, Flick, who was on there, but you also have I believe their assistant coach, Gunny, who was also part of Gen G Academy. So there is that, coming in for them. There is also that, all those learnings that you have from that establishment that they could tap into. And on the side of Zeta Division, there is no doubt as to, the amount of resources that they have, the amount of support that they have from the entire organization.
Yeah, these two teams are linked to legacy orgs in one way or another. And I think that kind of support system is going to play into a lot of their successes today. But that's why this particular matchup is so exciting. And I think this is another prediction that is a little bit difficult, I think, for the panel here. Zeta Division, though, has really been impressing me, especially Akko and Moko. Moko usually on the smokes, on the Omen, and Akko on that breach. The way they set SISU up for these plays have been absolutely amazing. Their utility usage has also been crisp and clean and so fast. So that's always been impressing me for the side of Zeta.
Yeah, I've been so impressed with how much this team, Zeta Division, has improved throughout the week. Like, we often comment about how Japanese teams have slower play styles. They tend not to change anything. They're not too quick on adapting. But that's not at all what we saw yesterday against Boba. They knew exactly at what speed to take it to, but they were also incredibly good at keeping the energy level, right? We saw how nerves and excess energy got the better of Boba, but Zeta was much better at managing those land nerves. They're doing so great. Their executes have been so good against teams that we thought would win against them.
Yeah, I think they've got good, timeouts and good things to discuss amongst each other, and they're always able to keep themselves steady in of the server. And then, of course, once they finish the game, the emotions just all come out, and it's always lovely to watch that. But what really impresses me a lot about Mirror, in contrast to Zeta, yes, it might be slightly slower plays, executes are not as fast or as sudden, but looking at some of these stats, when they get the first bloods, yes, it's a lot of it goes down to Dorothy and how capable she is of leading the team that way. But then look at some of the stats of the next highest player, 332. She's a sentinel, and she's also putting up these big numbers, not just through anchoring shots down. She actually has higher headshot percentage because she always plays in for that kind of a lurk. And sometimes they kind of cycle that through with the next players. BB, Haste, they all come in to lurk around the map, and that's something that opponents are always gonna have to wonder about.
I do have to shout out to Dorothy too. Just the other day, you and Riku were casting that quack. Some of the incredible kills that she had. What was it? 39 kills.
Oh,
and
God.
most of them were on the second half, so it wasn't kind of evenly distributed, 20 and 20. It was most of them were on the second half. You can see how much this woman can step up for her team when she needs to.
Not to mention, she mentioned she wasn't feeling her best at the start of the tournament, right? But now she's feeling fine. In her previous match, she was feeling really, really good. She got her first ace on land, and she was so excited, and she wants us to know it's Dorothy time. Her words.
It's Dorothy.
It's Dorothy time.
It is.
I thought it was another Mikaism, like your pirate.
No, it's a Dorothyism.
Like, okay, Mika.
Mika-ism? Is that what?
Mika would say it with a pirate accent.
I will. I will not. But yes, going into this match history, we see how Zeta is definitely evolving, right? I think we can kind of like I guess ignore the match 2 a little bit just because you know it's a little bit of a given. But you see how they were able to really adapt around Boba, especially when you know we thought that like by the time they would rematch against Boba would get the better of them. However, we saw how you know in those last few rounds against Boba, there was a very important timeout. And after that, it was just round after round after round, and they were playing so well together. That's their motto too. Zeta Division, they're like together strong. For Mer Gaming, I find it really interesting because you know they do also play together, but I think like individually they have this sort of unpredictability that can swing rounds like immediately in their favor, even if you think that you know, it's going all the way in favor of the other team.
I think going back to your point about the matchups that have been happening throughout this week, and normally, like you just said, we kind of ignore the stat against Zipto, which was a 0-2 score. I think that is not something to be ignored in this particular case because Mer beat SISU, and SISU really pushed Zipto, actually. So I think that is a very promising start for Mir, and obviously we have yet to see these two go up against each other, but the fact that Mir could beat Sisu and Sisu push Zipto, you know, like how these dots are
like
connecting
a rock,
now.
paper, scissors kind of thing.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that if Mir can beat Sisu, then maybe they can beat Zeta.
Yeah.
I mean, my predictions aren't like that, but
that's really interesting. Oh,
but I'm thinking about it now, and it was another one of those things like, should I delete and tell production like, no, I'm gonna go back to Mir, but I think I went with Zeta. I can't even remember.
That was a bit of a spoiler.
Okay, I still went with Zeta. Okay,
you went with Zeta. We're
I can't even remember.
here. No, because it's so close. So it's like I could have predicted Zeta. I could have predicted Mir. It's really 50-50 at this. What?
Why did you go with Mira? Just because it's 50-50?
50-50 and Flick is there.
I'm
a big Flick fan, and Dorothy as well. I think like the fact that she's not only feeling like physically better, but the fact that she was able to unlock that potential that like, yes, I can ace on LAN. I think that's really powerful for a team that's just getting their bearings. They, I think, have a lot more potential to snowball in this series.
That's basically what she said. That's what I say.
Who's the analyst here, Quack?
Her.
All right.
Right now?
Mika's
Right
gonna
now
be
it's
you.
Let me just go back to the job description.
No, but I mean, it really is that. And I feel like if they are able to play the map that way, especially when these players are that much online, Zeta, who often play like very, stock standard, they might not expect these, and they need to be able to adapt to that on the fly. And I think they got kind of tested when Zipto kind of did similar things to them. So that's why I went with Mir.
The thing is, we were saying this exact same thing about Zeta just yesterday. And then they were able to, really take the fight to Boba. So, I don't know. This is still a big question mark in my head, but it's going to be very exciting to see how it all pans out. So let's take it to the stage for our final series of the day.
뭐 일단 여기까지 온 거 수고했고 토요일에 열심히 해서 챔스 가자. 베를린 가서 스세리 꼭 먹자. 화이팅!
プレイオフはもうベルリンに行くためのもう本当に大事な切符なので、もう本当に負けられない。まあいろいろ問題を乗り越えてきましたが、もう本当に今大会をやっていく最中でめちゃくちゃ良くなっていってるんで、もっと良くなれるって思うんで頑張っていきましょう。
underestimate a team that is motivated by food.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy because these two teams, Korea and Japan, like, why would you go to Germany for food? You go for a lot of other things.
You're
but
like, I guess pretty up there.
Yeah, I guess they're pretty goated with the Wieners and the bratwurst and the pretzels are pretty damn good in Germany. But hey, you know what? New experiences. It's always cool. They also are here in Bangkok, a brand new city that's not home, obviously. And I gotta say, these two teams got some of the most goated hairstyles out there. So cool.
Oh yeah, Ako. Yeah, coming in running, coming in with that energy. And it's good to see for Zeta Division. I really do want it because this is a qualification match. 2 Game Changers championships in Berlin, like these players were saying. I wonder who's going to handle the nerves a lot better. And this is really important because we've seen even the best teams crumble under this kind of pressure, right? You have a team that can perform excellently, and then suddenly when it comes down to this very important match, suddenly their hand starts to tremble. Suddenly it's like they can't coordinate as well. Suddenly their team comms fail, right? So that's what I'm looking to see for both of these teams. It's a real test for Mer, especially since, as you mentioned, Quack, this is a team that might be less experienced in these scenarios.
Yeah, that's the thing. On paper, Mir would be the slightly less experienced team, and having been put together just at the start of this year. Meanwhile, for Zeta, yeah, you would think that they would handle these nerves, handle the pressure a lot better. You can already tell they're coming into this feeling a lot more relaxed. They are, more experienced.
Yatta! I love
their shouting.
I love that wave that Ako is doing. I love that the vibes are coming in for Zeta Division.
I know.
They know they did really, really well the other day. And they know that, they're probably everything that they've been working for throughout this entire week, they've polished everything, and they know now that they can do this. The only question is, of course, that surprise factor that we were saying from Mer, right? Especially if, you're gonna get Dorothy in there, and it's gonna be Dorothy time.
I want a Mer jersey. It's so cool. I like the little silver on the sleeves.
Same.
Oh, yeah.
It's really shiny, actually. It's really nice.
It's freaking cool.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it.
Best jersey, best logo.
We got a great crowd going on as well outside. We have, with that earlier matchup, we had a lot of love, of course, from Poly, but it's nice to see that we have a lot of love for these two teams as well here in Bangkok, Thailand, right? It goes to show just how much people are invested in this Game Changer scene and of course, supporting this first LAN.
Came for Poly, stayed for Game Changers.
Oh, yeah.
That's the best outcome of this whole event. I don't care who even makes it to Game Changers. I just love the support from the scene and the community.
I care
The Thai community really loves Valorant. They really love watching competitive Valorant especially. So it's super cool that we're having this event here in Bangkok.
Right now, getting into our map vetoes, we see that we're not going to be seeing Icebox. Neither are we seeing Sunset. Not too surprised with that Sunset ban, but we are starting things on Bind.
Bind is surprising. I honestly thought that we would kind of jump into this with a bit more of Lotus
like
or
a Lotus
Haven.
kind of thing?
Yeah. Especially for a team like Mir, but we're going back to the tried and true Ascent. Bind as well. I mean, I guess it's one of those maps that Zeta had recent success on, especially in that match against Boba, but this is now, okay, Lotus being the decider.
Ascent. These teams love Ascent. You know what, this is, I think except for Bind, like Quack was pointing out, these two maps are fairly strong for both these teams here. All of them just have decided not to pick weak maps for the other side. They both decided, you know what, let's just put our best maps forward and see, may the best team win.
Yeah, and I feel like, on the side of Zeta Division, like when they went up against Sipto Esports, they were trying, but I feel like, when you're up against Sipto and you can manage to get like a 6-13 on your first try, it's like, it's a baseline to work with at the very least, right? Especially with such contrasting styles. And I feel like Mer would be maybe like an easier opponent to overcome on this particular map.
Challenged a little bit. I mean, yes, Bind would be one of those maps where you can't really lurk as much and catch people off of rotations. I mean, everyone's rotating all the way through defender spawn anyway, so it makes things a little bit easier for Zeta. especially when they can come in strong and heavy with the executes all around the site. So I can see why this would be the pick, especially on purpose against